Holy shit, Delantia, why do you have 55 stream streaks? A 58... A 55 stream streak. Why was that a tongue twister? You know why? Because I haven't talked in a bit. Oh no. Hold on, I just realized this stuff is not showing. Yeah, they... Don't give up, skeleton. Alright, chat. I see we're already starting this shit. Why is chat not showing? Rotting time! Oh, there we go, now it's showing. Why is it still... I wasn't ready to stream today, chat. I'm not tired or anything, I'm just like, not all mentally here, okay? Enjoy some words on stream. I'm very... how do I say? I'm not like overly exhausted or anything, I'm just like... I'm spacey today. Fuck. Sorry. I also was checking email because I think I applied to the Twitch Latin Guild, Twitch Pride Guild, and Twitch Women's Guild like months ago, and they like just started adding people to those. And like I just got emails for 2 of them, so like, you know. Finish. Okay, well, let me at least get in these servers. You know how it is. Something networking. Something... oh, I actually can't do that one. Okay. Alright, well, those are done. Hold on. Hold on. Ow, I had to sneeze. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. My name is Rika Readman, Calico Elf Calico Cat Librarian VTuber. What's up? I got my coffee. Maybe I need to finish my coffee. What the fuck is this word? Huh. I always knew she was a cat. I'm a cat right now! Because somebody put the redeem to turn me into a freaking cat. Freaking... Anyway. Congratulations on getting your first Hug and Bug. Hello, Piggly Pants. Hello, Hug and Bug. Hello, Strange Noise. Hello, Delantia. Hello, Metagame Face. Hello, Delantia. Wait, I said that. Hello, Giliel. Hello, Uma. Hello, Rose Cyan. Hello... I think that's it. Oh, it was outdoor. Alright, chat. You know what time it is. We're gonna start we're gonna start the stream off strong, okay? Actually, I'm gonna go over here. So, you know... we haven't had a Just Chatting stream in a bit, so we haven't been able to have enough time to do a crossword puzzle together, but... oh, right. It's not fucking Wordle.com. We gotta do our daily Wordle, at least, before we get too far into it, because I must show you the splendor of the method that never fails. Chat, penis never fails. It's the best word to start with. Trust me. It might fail. It might fail. Let me go read cat stuff. Oh my god, chat. This stop it thing. I didn't realize that that was a Japanese meme this whole time. I assumed it was. But it's great. It's fantastic. Uma went into a whole explanation about it the other day in Discord. Hello, Rika Read Cat. Hello, Gilly Owl. Rika did remind me of a certain short song I can send for a 1 hour portion. No. Don't you dare. Yeah, I did Limbus Company with Liddy last night, and I might be interested in that game again, unfortunately. But we're not gonna stream it. Y'all don't get to see.
No.
I'm probably gonna play it on my own on the side. But if you want to see reactions, you gotta come to Discord for that. What the fuck is a bimbo? No, not bimbos. I've been turned off from bimbos. Actually, fun fact. One of the big reasons why I have this, like, don't flirt with me thing, and a really big reason why I don't like bimbos, is because when I was younger and just started transitioning, there was this, like, other trans woman in my local fighting game scene who also we followed each other on Twitter. And, like, she would post these odd comments on my Twitter post with, like, you should let me come over to your house and put makeup on you and bimbofy you. Or, like, you should totally come over to my place and, let me work on you and make you into a nice little slut. And I'm like, huh? Huh? And, like, that just seemed completely normal to her. And I'm like, I'm not really into that. And, like, I kept having to be like, no, thank you. And it had to wait until, like, she pressed it one time and I'm just like, I really don't like this. Please don't do this. This is a turnoff. Anyway, we don't talk anymore. And that's a big reason why I don't like associating with, well, that's one of the reasons I don't really associate with a lot of trans people online, because that has been some of my fundamental experiences with other queer people. Anyway, moral of the story, I don't take kindly to bimbofication, unfortunately. There's a really good bimbo in Investigations 2, Case 3. Actually, I will say, the, like, flight attendant in Investigations 1, you know, Case 2, I think, bimbos are okay. You know, that's a very, very interesting sentence for the raid to come into. Hello, Vicky. Hello, how was Fuga Melodies of Steel 3? We're talking about... You know, I don't even have a defense for this. Hello, welcome in. How was your stream? You practically beat it? Let's go. Alachio raid. Hello, Kittlefish, welcome in. I did, like, Sleepy Smuggling Ring Bimbo. She was cute. But yeah, you know how it is. The closest nice button I did you go them yourself. I still gotta push through 2. It's fine. We're gonna stream Investigations 2 after we finish 1. I hate to raid and run, but I gotta eat. Go eat. Go get some food. Have a good night, Vicky. Thank you for the raid. For those of you... Oh, Fuga2, that's right. For those of you coming in from Vicky's raid, my name is Rika Readman, Calico... I'm just gonna cover up the penis on the screen right now. Hold on. For those of you coming in from Vicky's raid, my name is Rika Readman, Calico Elf Librarian VTuber, stream visual novels, Dark Souls, horror games, word games. What else do we stream, chat? Metroidvanias? Retro games? It's mostly visual novels and Dark Souls, okay? Rika Readman's vocabulary only contains the word penis, confirmed. Yeah, if there's nothing from penis, listen, if penis doesn't lead to anything, I don't know where to go from there, okay? Usually, I get at least one hint from penis, okay? Like, where do I go from here? I think where I go from here is, like... What about... Rot. Oh, rough. Actually, that works. Rough. Rough penis. What? Huh. He doesn't lead to anything. I don't know where to go from there. Hugs. So true, actually. So true. Hugs. So true. See, cocky is a good one. I want to avoid repeated letters, though. Now, how do we add a quote? I think it's like add quote. What's the quote you want to add? It's like add quote and then you add the text that you just want to add quoted. How do we add a quote? Gilliel 2025 quote. Yeah, there you go. You literally just add quote and then add the text. I think only a mod can do it, but try it and see. Let's see, Flack? Flack would work actually. We'll do that. Flack. Ooh? Ooh? Alright. So now what that means is, what if that means that this is lad, no. No. Labia, no, sorry. Penis doesn't work. Yeah, thank you. If that doesn't work, I'll do that. I'll paste it. Yeah, it looks like it has to be a mod. I think it has to be a mod that does it. Yeah, there you go. La like la boo boo. Okay, so we have L and A, but they're in the wrong spots, chat. We have them, but they're in the wrong spots. So, like... Does Wordle ever do names of, like, a country? I believe it doesn't do proper nouns. I think it never does proper nouns. Balmy? Ooh, Balmy is a good one. Hold on. Metagame face running this shit. Ooh, okay. What about Dali? Okay! Yay! Anyway, the penis method always works. Because remember, chat, when the penis doesn't work, that means it's gonna be rough. And when it's not rough, I don't know. Did you tell you about my friend who entered a raffle for a Labubu just to scalp it for 20%? No, you didn't. That's wild. Shilly shally dilly dally. With penis method, I got it in 4. Oh shit. Word? Honestly, this is the first time I've never gotten a letter in penis. It has never worked. Do you remember when we did it the other day? And like, it literally, we got it in 2? It works. It works. I've never lost at Wordle when we start out with penis. I'm just saying. It's a fail-proof method. Thank you for the penguin, Gilly Owl. More like Gilly Penguin. What the fuck? Why? Oh, hi, Shineko. What's up? Welcome in. No. I went from penis, buddy, dally. Penis, wordy, buddy, dally. Oh, I see. It has never worked. See, Uma, you just have to believe. Believe in penis. It will never lead you astray. Get bonk? Okay. Alright, chat. What's up? What are we up to today? How's it going? How are y'all doing? Thank y'all who came from the raid for putting up with our nonsense if you're all still here. It is a beautiful, lovely Friday night. Here it is mostly sunny. It rained earlier this week. It is 23 degrees out. I said it was beautiful, but like it's warmer than I'd like it to be. In my hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, apparently it's storming really hard, so like good for them. Good for them. It should have been me, not them. The heart of the penis. It's Saturday, not Friday? No. It's Friday. It's Friday. Noob. It's Friday. Oh, thank you for the follow, Soratoden. I love that. Oh, Phoenix, like the tier 12 T12 raid boss? Wait, what's T12? T12? Suddenly unplugged my microphone, my fault. Hello, Mango, welcome in. It is Friday. See, I got the Americans in chat being like, it's Friday. I got the, like, Europeans and beyond. The Europeans, the Japanese, the Australian. I don't know where Shinoko is from. Somewhere east of Europe. Saying it's Saturday. Yo, Arizona mentioned? Hello, welcome in, Serotonin. Arizona's a mighty big state. I lived there for 30 years, and I fucking hated it there. Turn 12 with the Bahamut. I sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I have a friend who's always telling me, like, whenever you want to get into Ultimate Rating, tell me and I'll teach you UCOB. And I'm just like, I do kind of like the weapons in UCOB. Thank you for not lumping me under Europeans. Well, I would never lump you under Europeans. You're Australian. How dare I'm Canadian? Oh yeah, we have Canadians. I forgot that you guys exist. No, I'm just kidding. 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 I'm closer to Canadian at this point than American. I spend more time outdoors in Canada than I do here in America. Most of my time here in America is just like working at home and streaming and sleeping. And then like the only time I actually go out and have fun is when I go visit my girlfriend in Toronto. So like, you know. Phoenix doesn't even have a good Phoenix in its flag. Check out the flag of Palek. It's so much better. Palek. What the fuck? That's sick. Hold on. Wait. Oh, hold on. Palek flag. Holy shit. That's sick. God damn. Hold on, chat. Hold on. No. This shit fucks. This shit fucks. Hold on. Look at this. 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 This is an amazing flag. This fucks. Actually. I'm telling Serena on you. Good. Amazing. I forgot that we added amazing to this stream. I completely forgot about that. Am I steal that for D&D? No, it's sick. That shit's amazing. I love it. The sun is my mortal enemy. No, I grew up in like 115, 120 summers. I am so glad to never be in any weather close to that ever, in any weather above 90 ever again in my 30s. Why do UCOB when Path of Pain is just as hard and has no monthly sub? Okay, but what game is Path of Pain? Wait, is Path of Pain its own game? Wait, is that Path of Exile? Are you trying to convince me to be a Path of Exile player? Listen, Mango. A bunch of very oh no, wait, that's Hollow Knight. Okay, never mind. I don't have to finish my bit. Okay. That's right, actually. I fucking skipped my Wednesday stream, but we have been doing Hollow Knight on Wednesdays. PoE is easy, but a black hole time sink. Yeah, fair enough. Hi, Mitha. Welcome in. Thank you for checking in. Let's see. Doesn't water boil at 100 degrees? What temperature does water boil at? Oh, yeah, Celsius. Sorry. So, here's the thing. With the way that I talk about temperature, I feel like Uma Desu. The way I talk about temperature is kind of weird. Because growing up in Arizona, I read everything in Fahrenheit because obviously I'm American, right? But So, like, I got used to it being hot. I got used to it, like, constantly being above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, like, between, like, basically, like, the lowest it ever gets is, like, 60 Fahrenheit, and then in, like, the dead of winter, at the middle of the night, and then, like, the highest being, like, 120 in, like, the middle of the day in summer. Fahrenheit, right? And so, when I started dating a Canadian, is also, I moved to the East Coast, like, the Northeast, like, a few months after that. And at that point, we had been dating for so long, and, like, my social circle had become, like, all, like, a bunch of Europeans and, like, an Australian. My stream audience is, like, an Australian, a Japanese person, a bunch of Canadians, a bunch of people who aren't American. I started reading everything in Celsius, but mostly because I started dating a Canadian, and it was easier to translate for her. So, for higher temperatures like that, I'm so used to reading them in Fahrenheit, but, like, the daily temperatures that I live in now, I'm used to reading them in Celsius, and it's kind of weird. So, like, right now it's, like, 23 Celsius, but, like, once it starts hitting, like, above, like, 30 Celsius, that's when I, like, stop losing the ability to tell what it is, and, like, my brain has to translate it to Fahrenheit. Like, you know, you go outside and it's like, oh, this feels like 15 degrees Celsius. Oh, this feels like 20 degrees. Oh, this feels like a nice, comfy 13 degrees. Oh man, it's hot. This feels like 27? After a certain point, I'm like, nah, this bitch hot. This must be like 110 Fahrenheit or some shit. Anyway, sorry, what being American does to you. It fucks up the way you read temperature and other things. For hire, peak has been mentioned. Oh my god, for hire. Oh yeah, my audience is also full of Yu-Gi-Oh nerds. It's an optional platforming section. Oh, wait. When we do chat, when we stream Hollow Knight, we have to do Path of Pain. I'm a Phoenix connoisseur because my partner's is a Phoenix girl. Oh, metagame face. No, that's real, actually. I'm a penguin enjoyer because my partner is, like, penguin obsessed. Community is really hit or miss for Hollow Knight. Okay. Oh no, wait, for Path of Exile? Actually, no. That makes sense. Because every Path of Exile player I know is like... How do I say this in a nice way? They probably need a therapist. Past 30 Celsius, the difference doesn't matter too much. That's actually... That feels like an insane statement because, like, in Arizona, current temp Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. So, the weekly forecast, the high for Arizona this week, end of September, by the way, 30, 30, 30, 33, 33, 34, 36, 36. Yeah, you know. You sure? Because you aren't buying the lantern? Wait, do you need the lantern to do the Path of Pain? I don't want to do that. Hi, Mimic. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. Yo, Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah, go follow Mimic if you aren't already. Mimic is great. Mimic does art. Mimic streams Final Fantasy VIII. Mimic has a funny little plushie. I'm a raider. Hold on, I gotta finish my fucking coffee. No pain for Rika? No, Path of Pain. Apparently it's a thing in Hollow Knight. I want to do it. You need to beat White Palace for Pop? Okay, okay. I will say, the furthest I've been in Hollow Knight so far, because we've only done one stream, the furthest I've been is... Why? What did I do? The furthest that we've been is we beat the 3 nerds on the throne in, like, the Mantis place. A boner impedes the path. Yeah, miles away. Saying hello? Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for the bonks. Hello, everyone coming from Mimic's stream. My name is Rika Readman, Calico Elf Librarian VTuber, stream visual novels, Dark Souls, word games, whatever. Horror adjacent stuff. Chat, I want to stream horror games. We gotta stream some horror games in October. We gotta stream some Resident Evil. I want to stream some Resident Evil or some shit. I want to do it, but like, how do we fit that in between all the Dark Souls and all the Ace Attorney and all the Hollow Knight? Hollow Knight is kind of like spooky, kind of creepy, kind of scary. Yeah, I've heard the new Silent Hill is really good, and I really wanted it, but like that shit's expensive. And also, I have seen the PC port is apparently not very good, and also my PC is very low end for what that game demands. Also, hello, Staub, welcome in. I did see the new Silent Hill, yeah. I was really excited for it. Is it time for me to recommend Darkwood? Elaborate, Hugs. The game scared me when I first played it because it just kept getting bigger and bigger. I kept being like, surely this is the last area. The game is like $20. Honestly, yeah. Like, I feel like after one stream, I'm like, oh, surely I'm like through a significant... Okay, Hollow Knight players who watched me stream it last week. How far into the game am I? Because like for a $20 game, I'm like, surely I'm like at least a third of the way through by now, right? For a $20 game, surely. Silk Song quadruple then? If you beat an episode, probably 25%. Okay, so I'm not that far off. Top-down horror game, no jump scares, but very scary atmosphere. Alright, hold on. Darkwood. Wait for so bad ending? Bad? What do you mean bad ending? Alright, hold on. Let me... God, I opened Steam and the homepage said, recommended Silent Hill app, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not spending $70. That shit's expensive. That's a lot of money. It requires an extra 10-ish hours. Scavenge and explore a rich, ever-changing, free-roam world by day, then hunker down in your hideout. Oh, I've seen Darkwood before. How story-heavy is Darkwood? Actually. No hand-holding or quest markers. Randomly generated. The reason I say you need the lanterns is because it's dark down there. I love Sawano. I love Sawano Hiroyuki. Right? Fuck. Alright, well, the song ended. My attempt to troll Mimic was not successful. I did not get a rise out of her. Back to our regularly scheduled background music. Palace of Pain gives you the good ending? Oh. Darkwood tackles the horrifying question of what if you lived in Eastern Europe? Oh no! Pop is optional, just some lore and bragging rights. Do need White Palace though for the ending. Why are you what? No, I'm just kidding. You gotta get almost everything for the good ending. This was before AI, so random generated by humanoids. No, I don't mean you for like AI reasons. I mean like you for like... I'm not super into like what do they call that? Like roguelike? Roguelite? I'm not like super into the like random generated like kind of like, how do I say? How do I explain? You know, games like Binding of Isaac or like see, I don't play these games, so I don't know what else. Roguelike is it? Yeah, okay. I'm not super into roguelike games. It's not a run game, it's a full playthrough. Wait. I'm so confused. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this trailer. Maybe the trailer will explain. I'm so confused. Is it like randomly generated forest stuff that you survive through? Or is it like story thing? Darkwood. The most disturbing game you never played. Alright, chat. Ace Attorney's canceled. We're about to watch the hour and 40-minute video essay on Darkwood by Beam Buddy. Or the 8.5 hour... Is this a VOD? by Pyrocynical. Holy fuck, there's so many videos on this trailer. You can just say roguelike, most people won't make the distinction. Hey look, PlayStation Europe. Let's look at this one.
Peggy 18.
Procedurally generated? Yeah. Alright, let's see this. Damn, that dude was cheeked up. I didn't jump there. No, I didn't. Nobody saw that. Honestly, this kind of is up my alley in terms of the horror. I really like the, like, buggy, kind of like meat walls horror. It's great. I don't know what the gameplay is like from from this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tumor atmospheric. Alright, here's the real question, chat. How long does a playthrough of this take? Darkwood, available now. Actually, I saw an 8.5-hour video on it, so I'm gonna assume. Time to complete Darkwood. 41? Damn. You know what? You know what? You know what, chat? You know what? Maybe this is our, what the fuck do I have in my cart? Oh yeah, first Berserker Kazan. I don't want to spend that much money today. You know what, chat? I think we'll try to make Darkwood our, I think we'll try to make that a game we play in October. We'll put something to the side. We'll put something to the side to do it. Or maybe we'll take a break from Ace Attorney for the month. We should make a timed treasure hunting game based on Sonic Adventure 2 and call it a Rouge-like? No, that's just when you, like, a Rouge-like is, oh my god, what is that game called? Atlas. You know Atlas, the, like, MMO with all the, like, furries, but all the women furries had, like, the really, really big, bouncy boobs? That's a Rouge-like. Less than 20 hours. How long to beat says main plus size is 27 hours? Okay. Definitions I personally use are roguelike being the general term for randomly generated levels and permadeath. Roguelite for that, but with meta progression, such that you get stronger between runs, rather than solely through getting better at the game. And traditional roguelike for roguelikes that are turn-based dungeon crawlers. Ah, I see. Halloween horror game night. I see, like, I keep saying I stream horror games, but I haven't streamed a horror game in a really long time, and I want to. I can't get by on just saying I stream kind of like gothy-looking games, you know? Like Hollow Knight and Dark Souls don't count as horror games. I think they're just like a little horror inspired, and that's it. Mandalore, great. Oh, you know what? I watched some Mandalore videos. That guy's videos are great too. Alright, chat. Hold on. We're gonna fucking... Hold on. Continue to payment. When did I get my Twitch payment? Do I still have my Twitch payout in my PayPal account? Can I use that? Let me see. Last horror game I remember from you was Paranormosite. Yeah, see? And that was last year. That was like last October. See? It's been almost a year! Alright, chat. We're gonna do Darkwood. You know what? Yeah, Darkwood will be our new, like, vibe game. I can't get into Mandalore vids, no idea why. By all rights, it should be right up my alley. Sometimes you just, like... Sometimes there's just, like, something that should be, you know, by all logic, up your alley. You know, logically it should be. You should enjoy this thing, but you just don't. I find that happens a good amount of times. It's like, oh, this is like scientifically it ticks off all the boxes, and like reasonably this should be the exact thing marketed towards me, but it doesn't hit. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know. Also, I should not install this right now. It's... Oh, you know what? Alright, well, it fucking is almost done already. I should install it right now. I guess Paranormal Sight really was the last horror game I played, huh? I guess that really was a horror game. They just don't hit? Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's how I feel about, like, honestly, it's how I kind of feel about, like, certain franchises, too. It's like, sometimes, on paper, yeah, like, this is something I would really enjoy. I just don't. It's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us, really. Alright, chat. You know what? You know what? Here, let's test this. Let's test this. Let's test Darkwood. Let's test a little Darkwood. Let's test a little Darkwood. Let's see. Let's see how my PC holds this. Handles this, rather. Display capture on. Xbox on. Borderless window. Fuck. Alright, chat, let's see. Just a little test. Game is lightweight? Oh. Okay, good. Acid Wizard. Oh, I love that, actually. Adjust the slider till the third image on the right is barely visible. I feel like I can always see it. Hello, Slapper. Welcome in. This shit is so dark, actually. Let me change that back because this is actually like way too dark now. Alright, let's just hit play. New. Oh shit, Darkwood. Difficulty? When dying, you drop a part of your equipment. You have a limited number of lives. The ultimate thrill, death is permanent. Skip prologue? Skip the prologue. No Indiegogo content. Play. Oh, it's Gamma? Okay. You will not be led by the hand. Respect the woods. Be patient. Focus. Gotta play it on hard. I'm just testing the game right now to see. Make sure my PC runs it fine. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the gamma up because, like, it's nice and dark, but also I've got a ring light in my face because my camera has one built in. So, like, I can't see shit right now. Chapter 1. You know, let's go, buddy. Oh, okay. Oh, guess I barricade one of the windows. If I want to stay here for some time, I should do the same with the other windows. Oh, so you get, like... Chat, I'm gonna have a rule when we play this game. When we stream this game, all of you watching have to wear headphones. So will I. I'll also wear headphones. Jesus Christ, I'm hearing this through my speakers and it already is kind of creeping me out. Can I just walk through here? Yeah. This game gets atmospheric. I cannot handle headphones. What the fuck is this? Oh, mushrooms. Hey, why would you, like... Those mushrooms are pulsating. Are you sure you want those? I always watch your stream with headphones, though. You're so dedicated, Mimic. Wait, is that why is that why when I lean up close to the microphone and start talking in a low voice, it hits a little harder for some of you? Mushroom remains, but you just pick them up? That's what I'm saying. I don't like it. It's so wet, squishy, cavern coated. I love wet, squishy cavern. That sounds a little suggestive, sorry. That's just what it's like here in Europe. Is this mold? Well, build. I don't have the required resources. Alright, chat, let's go find something that'll kill us. What the hell is this? Oh, it's a tree. So does the game. Eastern Europe Simulator. Does this game actually take place in Eastern Europe? Because I think that's really funny if it does. Alright, chat, alright. I think... I'm ready to hear this dude breathing and moaning in my ear for the next month. Game does horror in a way first person physically cannot do, and I love it for that. I love that he can't turn. I love that the main character actually cannot turn as fast as your mouse can. That's a nice little, like, immersion thing. Because, like, realistically, a person cannot snap around that fast. Hi, Winter. Welcome in. Dripping water sound effects to maximize the chance you are having to pee right before a jump scare. Don't give up, skeleton. Alright. May I recommend Stasis Bone Totem? That shit is horrifying. Stasis Bone Totem? Elaborate. What is this? It's Dankwood. Bear trap. Wait, bear trap? Wait, I can disarm it? Or... Chat. I can step in the bear trap. Wait, how do I get out of here? Scrap metal. Here goes the run. I wonder if there's a game out there optimized for piss induction? I'm sure there is. I'm gonna look up Stasis Bone Totem, yeah. Hold on, I gotta find something that'll kill me. What the hell is this? Hey! Buddy! I wanna say hi! Hold on! Hello? Wait, hold on. Can I friendly fire you guys at each other? Hold on, chat. We gotta... What the hell? No. Surely. They don't fight each other! They are actually just laser focused on fucking me up. This is actually so funny. Alright. Alright. The PC can run that well. I don't want to go too deep into that before we start streaming it. Yeah, I think Darkwood will be the thing we do for October. Game's kind of cool, and also really, pretty good sound design, frankly. Looking to die by a horrible eldritch creature, find moose instead. I've always wanted to stick something into a bear trap. I think it must be a normal feeling. No, okay, like... I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know. This might not be normal. But the first time I ever saw a mouse trap, I legitimately thought, I'm gonna stick my finger in it. I think that's probably not a normal thought. But, I had it. You should go pet them. A moose is horrifying to run to. I've never ran into it. I've never even seen a moose in real life, honestly. I already have a Stasis Bone Totem on my wish list. After a weird tentacle monster come back here and murder me. It was only my finger. Alright, let's look at Stasis Bone Totem. Trailer. Gameplay trailer? Official trailer. Alright, here we go. Stasis Bone Totem. Oh, wait, hold on. Die.
Deep Sea 15. What is this place?
Who cares? Let's figure out if it's empty, claim the title, and get out of here.
Hello, I am Moses. What is your name?
What? Is that a bear?
Getting a really bad feeling here.
Just a little further.
Rig this size, it'd be a big crew. What happened?
What if they're stuck below?
Underwater? Wouldn't last long, under pressure like that.
Depends on what's down there.
Depends on what's down there.
What in hell?
Have you...
What the hell?
Never.
What the? Wait, what the fuck? You're so tiny. I will say the epic orchestral music is so, like, funny for... They haven't shown us any, like, action-y stuff, it's just been exploration.
Door.
A door? What'd you use, dynamite?
Guns are not toys, Mac.
He has a gun now?
Honestly, this looks kind of neat. It looks neat as, like, an exploration game. A creepy creepy exploration game. This bar reminds me of those Windows mystery games my ma used to play. Those are the games I grew up playing. I grew up with. I was gonna say, it makes me think of, like, I don't know, like Path of Exile or something. Totem. Or like Baldur's Gate. Like Carrion, Become the Monster. Oh, you know what? I think Carrion is... I think I saw Mimic playing that one time. Like... Yeah, this game... I think I saw Mimic playing it. This game was neat. I liked it. Become the Why is there a bug in my room? Why is there a fly in here? Hold on. This is the problem with grocery day, is you bring in fresh fruits and sometimes they just have flies there. It was a very me game. I love horror. Spider vomit is def not for everyone. Not everyone can appreciate a good thing. Sorry, that was... I don't know where I was going with that one. I'll be that person in the Discord who deliberately turns off Discord notifications when live so Blue Sky can tell me. Hello, Mr. Top 10 List. Welcome in. It reminds me of the Slime Vita game. You know what? You know what reminds me of the Slime Vita game? Slime Ranch. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Hugs. Sorry. I've never had a PS Vita in my life. Discord told me tonight, so I manually checked on Blue Sky. No, Mr. Top 10 List, it's okay if Discord tells you. I appreciate when Discord tells you. What Slime Vita game? I just got a Vita, actually? Oh yeah, that's right, you were checking at garage sales and stuff for it, right? Anyway, chat. We had to start Ace Attorney. Please enjoy Words on Stream. We will be back in, like... 4 minutes? 5 minutes? We'll be back in a few minutes. Enjoy some Words on Streams. We got an ad break. See y'all in a few. I forgot how to do my outro. Sorry, I haven't streamed since Monday. My bad.
I'm a real dude, still play Nintendo. I'm not a creep, but I'm staring in your window. I cut the chick off, she let my man hit it. I snatched the wig off and then ran with it. I'm a real thug, but I'm ticklish. If you tickle my big toe, I'm giggling. Catch me riding on rims or flat tires. I love the swings, push me higher. Wee, I'm a savage. Penis size average, but she says she still gotta have it. Tickle my stomach, I'm laughing. What's happening? I'm a savage.
Alright, wait. I just noticed something on OBS that I have never seen before. What is start replay buffer? What is a start replay buffer? Oh, it's instant replay. Okay, I know what that is. Alrighty, cat room. Hello, I'm over here. For quick clips on your end? Oh, well, I never clip. Hold on. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? Anyway, chat, hello everyone. Welcome back in. Some people have a button on their stream deck for it. Oh, that's fair. I think if I was a more... Thank you for the follow, Ahmed Gaming. I think... Yeah, and the shit's loud. If I was a more dynamic streamer, I probably would have a use for it, but I'm simply much too calm and collected, you know? I never have funny moments that need to be instantly replayed. I never have panic moments. I'm always calm. I am always under control. I never get jump scared. Thank you for the outfit, Rabs. Alright, chat. So, Mothman, this is Ace Attorney Investigations. I gotta turn down my freaking speakers. Deserved. So, as usual, let me know if that's too loud. Let me know if that's too loud. That might be too loud, actually. Let me turn it back down. What? Oh, you know what? Fine. I did the cardinal sin of reminding everyone where we were at. Why did that not update the category? So, last time, chat. Last time. We actually got to the end of this case. And by the end, I mean, like, every case has a middle, or a beginning, a middle, and an end. Why do you keep hitting me? Every case has a beginning, middle, and end. And the end portion of this, well, we solved the mystery of the Yaragarasu, the thief, the historical criminal. It was actually the 3 police. But, we still gotta solve what's up with the smuggling ring, you know? We still gotta figure out what's up with that, so... Onward, my friends. Let's continue. The videotape's testimony. Don't give up, Edgeworth. March 15th, 12:07 a.m. Jesus Christ, it's midnight? It's past midnight? Theatrum Neutralis. Lobby. Now, just as a reminder, they just took away, the hot lady and the hot old guy because they revealed that they were the Yaragarasu collectively. And now we're just here in the aftermath. And also, chat, this is very important. This is actually, extremely important, okay? This is extremely important. I need you to see something. Case 1 was at like 4 a.m. Oh, that's fair. I need you to look at something, okay? This is very, 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 very important. Why does she have the :3 face going on? Why is she making that face, chat? Why is she making that face? We love Kay Faraday in this household. If evil, why hot? I think being evil makes you more hot. Anyway, let's continue. You're Kay Faraday, when did you make that face? You know what? Fair enough. Let me just drink some water real quick, and then we're locked in. March 15th, 12:07 a.m. Theatrum Neutralis. Lobby. So now we know who the Yaragarasu really was. And yet there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. But before we do, I would like to go through my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. You know, disagree, then I thought it back to the main 3 girl I know, and you know what? I think I would love to see her winning. No, see, because it's true. Because I'm the 3 person of all of my social circles. And people love to see me winning. Why is there still a fly in my room? Alright, fly. Next time you come flying by me, I got something for you. Francisca's voice is very slowly turning into Mario? Yeah, my fault. I can't. Okay, so here's the thing. Is after all the different voices, my Francisca voice, my voice for everyone kind of degrades. The only one that I feel like I can do consistently is Gumshoe. Especially when you also consider that I've been doing voice acting on Liddy's streams lately too. So like, my brain is all fucky, which, by the way, y'all gotta follow Liddy. Liddy's great. Go follow Liddy. Do it right now. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us. This piece of evidence from the KG8 incident, hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. I am eternally goofy, thank you. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. What's on the tape? This man! It's Manny Cochin! And he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I accidentally read the summary file on the KG8 incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. Well, this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes. Somehow, someone was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Ernest Amano. You can see how this would have been a definitive piece, and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. Where? My guy, you gotta stop hitting buttons. Wait. What was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. Huh? This car! This is something we cannot overlook. Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe. You want me to solve it for you? Don't be lazy, Edgeworth. Figure it out yourself. Don't make the viewer do it. Look here, Detective Gumshoe. So, I think this is Manny, right? But like, what's up with this? Wait. What flag is this? Look here, Detective. The car is clearly violating a traffic law.
Take that!
Take that! This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. Okay. That's what I thought. The sign says, do not enter. Oh, you know what? Actually, either that's a one-way street, Or it's an American... Wait. American? Or it's an American street. I'm sure you should know by now, the evidence from the decade-old case is always relevant. Exactly. We've been through 3 Ace Attorney games already. This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. And because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? What fucking voice do we give this guy? Chat, what voice do we give him? I think he's going to, like, become a very recurring character. Oh, Miss Von Karma, Mr. Edgeworth. So you were here all this time. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. Oh, if only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot, Quirkus! You couldn't chase after a simple thief! Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away. What the? My pills just fell down. You're scaring the visitors away, so I hope that you can understand how I feel. We must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastian and Babali's police? Ambassador? We are so close. Just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway. Right? That's actually kind of fucked. I made the mistake of moving out of my camera's line of sight for a sec. Right? That's true, however. As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Hold it! Shifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Shifu, this way! Chat, the best boy is back. Chat, the best man is back. That's fair, please do scare me away. Same. They only give cases cryptic letter dash number names if they're going to be relevant years in the future. Nobody knows how. The records just do that. Other cases are just named the murder of victim or whatever. Yeah, right? They're like, oh, you know what? I bet you this comes up in like 15 years. Let's just call this like DL 6? Why that name? That's so forgettable. You know, just feels right. You know, like I feel like that's just what you call it when it's it'll probably matter. Just trust. We gotta make sure it fits into as many text boxes as possible. Yo! I love his stupid sunglasses. Agent Long, you're back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Agent Long, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so...
Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable.
Best Boy's an older detective. I forgot the man. He has the mirror. What's up, Tubaza? Welcome in. We do like Detective Bad in this game, in this house, but he unfortunately had to go to jail. This guy is also Best Boy, though.
At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Not so fast.
Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do.
Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel.
No, not that.
What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder.
You! No! The... killer?
Do you really mean that, Agent Long?
Wolves don't lie.
Then who is it?
Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all Sheena. Langza says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So, let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damask II's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska von Karma! Huh? I was the killer? Wait, but that's impossible! Yeah! Although that whip is actually quite... Yow! Hold your tongue in that ludicrous remark you were about to make! Agent Long, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis. I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Bapal, did you not? Objection! And where's your evidence that I am the killer? Not so fast. I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission?
With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I?
Good. Then let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. He seems rather upset. Not that I blame her. I expected that you'd accept no less. Well, we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that. Hold it. Agent Long. As someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part. And so that I may clean up my superior's mess. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabast yet. If you let Kay in, then you're gonna let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that.
Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go.
As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over.
Sounds like this is gonna get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now, let's go.
Honestly, yeah. I'm surprised this is the first time Franziska's been accused. I feel like, hold on. It's always like, oh, Larry was the murderer, obviously. Oh, Gumshoe was the murderer, obviously. We never see any of the actual competent characters being accused of murder. Like how Long was just shot a bit ago and nobody finds it odd he's right back to investigating. Honestly, this dude's going in. He's going ham. I keep adjusting my keyboard and spilling my pill bottles on the floor behind my desk. Whoopsie. Why do my camera tracking get fucked up like that? Alright. March 15th, 12:53 a.m. Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador's Office.
Okay, now let's first go over the facts one more time. Fanny Cochin's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babal. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then the body of Damask II, Mr. Kashino, was found here in the Alabastian Ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Primadux statue, and that this is actually Babal's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, this. If it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection! Agent Long, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying?
Of course I do, sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so while people were distracted by the Yatagarasu's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire.
Objection! Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons?
Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now. Look, sis, I thought I already told you. I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
He is right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring, could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Grrr. Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Franziska, you need to calm down. Because you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence.
That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. What can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well.
Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of Damask II. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Long. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damask II is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. Hold on, my fucking Francisca voice is going.
As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk at this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started.
Yes, let's. It's time. Border crossing weapons.
One of Alabast's knives were used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damask II is Babal's Primaduck statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. So as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisco will remain a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. So why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Your boss. Agent Long, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lung Za never said anything to that effect. You prosecutor! Who do you think you are, speaking about Lung Za's proverbs like that? I don't need his proverbs. Because my words are all that you will need to see the truth.
Okay, well, we just gotta find a contradiction here. Border crossing weapon. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damask II is Babal's Primaduck statue. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries before and after the crimes was you. Was it, though? So let's look at our evidence. So here's the Alabastian knife. The funny thing is, we're like missing a leaf here, right? So if we can, maybe this flake becomes useful later. There's the Yaragarasu's key. The Babal's Primaduck statue is fake. The real one's originally from Alabast. So Alabast's Primaduck statue used to be real, but it was swapped with a fake from Babal, and this one was used as a weapon. So this used to be the real one. So Alabast's statue is real. But, and it was used as a murder weapon. But the one that is now in Alabast is fake. And that one originated in Babal. Okay. So we've got passion flowers. We've got a spear. We actually have a ton of evidence still. I wonder if this is all relevant to... I wonder if this is all relevant for this case still, because there's so much here. Wait, what was this? What did this note say again? Request to steal the Primaduck statue. Handwriting matches that of... Okay. The Alabast Primaduck statue. 5th floor ambassador's office. So, let's put this together in our head. We can make a theory here. What if Damask II? Actually, here. So one of Alabast's knives was used to murder Mr. Cochin. Let's look at Mr. Cochin's body. Single stab to the base of neck. The body wasn't badly burnt by the fire. So the fact that he wasn't burnt by the fire implies that he was killed after the fire, I think. Yeah, I think that has to mean that he was killed, or rather, his body was moved here after the fire. Because if he was killed before or during the fire, I'm pretty sure his body would have been torched. So now, do we have notes on Damask's body? Okay. One of Alabas' knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin. The murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babal's Prima Duck statue. Honestly? Is it? So this has been used as a weapon. But this is Alabast's. Babal's was not used as a weapon. Is that not a contradiction right there? We're gonna save, chat. Murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babal's Prima Duck statue. This is not like a really important contradiction, but it's a contradiction nonetheless. The murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babal's Prima Duck statue. Alabast's Prima Duck statue was used as a weapon, though. Oh, wait, it's been swapped with a fake from Babal. Wait. It was a fake, but was swapped with the real one. Is originally from Alabast. Actually, wait, that gets confusing. Alright, let's press this. Hold it. So you're saying that the Prima Duck statue was also brought over by Franziska?
Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
Hold it! And how exactly did she bring it over?
I haven't figured that out yet.
That's a rather weak statement, considering how sure you are.
Maybe, but there is one thing I do know for sure. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security.
Okay, let's just press the other thing. That didn't give us anything. That's a very, very weak argument. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin. Hold it. I concur that this knife crossed over country lines.
Good, but that's not the only thing that did. We mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was only one.
Somehow those two objects crossed across in the country's impenetrable lines. Impenetrable? I should hardly think so.
Not so fast. You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that?
Whoopsie. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all that barbed wire.
The only way into either embassy is through the doors in the Theatrum Neutralis. So the only way for the knife and the Prima Duck statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you!
Hold it. Was Francisco really the only person to have traveled between the two countries?
According to the guards at both doors, she is the only one to go back and forth. The sis there was an alabast when the Yatagarasu showed. And then, just before you guys found Mr. Cochin's body, she entered Babal. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babal.
Okay, wait, what was that? She was an alabast when Yatagarasu showed up. Before they found Cochin's body, she'd entered Babal. And we assume that's when she brought the knife in.
Objection!
Then how do you explain the Prima Duck statue?
I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also traveled across the country lines.
The only things to cross the border are the Prima Duck statue and the knife? I should hardly think that those are the only two items Agent Long. Honestly? What about this? What about this thing? We established that this is just, like, a piece of scrap cloth, right? But, like, what if there was something in there? That's a little too far-fetched, though. So, let me look at the embassy guide. So, we got this big-ass wall here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... No, 5 and a roof. At the trajectory here, this could reasonably go over a wall. Yes, Francisca, that I got accused of murder but didn't do shit shirt. Yeah, I thought Kay had jumped the fence or something to break into it, but I don't know how she actually broke into it. Okay, so let's see. Good luck, the wire wound up inside Babal's grandfather clock. 2 fires broke out in Babal today. Request to steal the Permaduck statue. I'm gonna just... let's go out on a limb here. What about this? The photo of Yatagarasu. Objection. Agent Long, about this piece of evidence.
Not so fast. Langza says, confidence is like a soul, and words without confidence are but empty shells. You shouldn't waste your breath on words you have no confidence in, Mr. Prosecutor. Although it's just as bad to say something in full confidence and be wrong. Arg.
Are you gonna let him lecture you about your self-confidence like that?
I don't need to be overflowing with self-confidence, I just need to think rationally. After all, I only need to be confident in the facts.
Alright, hold on. The only things across the border are the Permaduck statue and the knife. I should hardly think those are the only 2 items. Oh, wait, actually. What about the Yatagarasu's key? So the key... oh, wait, no. Both statues got swapped, actually. Okay, no, I was on the right track with this. I wonder which one we have to. Oh, no, you know what? I think we present Babals.
Objection!
Objection? That statement just now stands in contradiction to this piece of evidence. That thing has nothing to do with what I was saying. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, hold on. Your courtroom mannerisms are worthless at a crime scene. Hold on. You dare to insult the courts? What about the other statue, then?
Objection!
Okay, no, it's not the statues. Fuck. What else crossed the border? These 2 objects were able to penetrate the 2 countries' impenetrable security. Was this carried across country lines? The blade is definitely Alabastian. Actually, hold on. 2 countries share this building with borders. So, the flowers are the Alabast symbol, right? So, the blade is Alabastian. The hilt is Alabastian. This is definitely one of the, like, blades that can swap out, but... Striking flower ornament, compared to the Bubbly's knife's handle, this larger one gives Alabast more presence. What about the Yatagarasu knife? The murder weapon... The only one who traversed the 2 countries... Oops. Hold on. Hold on, chat. I'm already stumped. It's only the first question. The only one who traversed the 2 countries before and after the crimes was you. Oh, you know what, actually? I actually have an issue with that. Because I still think... I still kind of think that this body wasn't in this room when the fire was there. Okay, hold on. Let's investigate this. What's up with this? Hey, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. There's dirt on here. It's totally ruining the beauty of the hair stick.
I suppose. Why is there dirt stuck in the end of a hair stick in the first place? The design of these things are rather eccentric for hair sticks.
Huh? Really? Well, if they're that strange, what should I do with them?
I have to say, these are by far the most bizarre hair sticks I have ever seen. In any case, Kay, there's something I've been meaning to ask. How exactly do you stick that hair stick of yours into your hair like that?
That's a secret.
Curiouser and curiouser. Fuck.
Okay. So... did she not go back and forth between the two countries? Evidence from KG8. I bet one of the ends is detachable. Yeah, I'm thinking that, like, one of these ends does something, like a pen or something. Like, you click it and something happens. I'm thinking, chat. 2 fires broke out in Babal today. One occurred during the Jammin' Ninja show. Took until the end of the show to put the fire out. The second fire occurred after the Jammin' Ninja show on the 3rd floor. What's up with the guitar pick? So... Hey, wait a sec. Oh, you know what? These aren't hair sticks. They're sticks used to hold up these flowers. Because if you see the red design here, they've got the silver nibs at the top. Just like this. Silver nibs at the top. And then they have dirt at the bottom. So these actually hold flowers in the dirt. Like this. But that's not really relevant here. It's gonna probably be relevant later. Let's do the print handwriting that matches that of Manny Kochin. So this guy wanted to go to Alabast to steal the Prima Duck statue. What if this is it? What if Damask II also had done it? Objection? No. I meant on Kay's hairpin? Oh yeah, probably on hers. Those are the only 2 items. Yeah, there's definitely more items. Here's the point to Mr. Kochin. Counterfeit bills. I think his body also crossed... Damn, I'm stuck here. Yeah, I'm stuck, actually. The only one who traversed it... Oh, wait. Maybe Kochin is the one here who traversed the 2 countries. No, never mind. There's a very big flaw in your logic.
Flaw? Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight.
He can't see straight. Ooh, this wasn't the piece I was looking for after all. Chat, I'm gonna lose. Hold on. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Kochin. Can we confirm that this isn't... Was it carried across country lines? I have saves. I do have saves. But also, we've never had a game over in this game. I'm curious. I'm so stuck here, actually. Water refills and the water level's too low. Maybe something in the profiles will give us a hint here. This case is victim. Ambassador, retired army man. Sadly, he's a friend from grade school. Requested to steal Prima Duck statue by Kochin. Let's think. The murder weapon and the killing of Damask II is Babal's Prima Duck statue. Do we have any notes on Damask II's body? I don't think we do. But, like, we just have the note that it was used as a weapon. Actually... did we ever confirm that that actually was the murder weapon? Imagine a friend from grade school and the only time you see him is in court. I think that would be miserable. These two objects are able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. So we've already tried this to this. Somehow. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. We've already presented that. What if... this?
Objection!
Objection? That's not it. Alright, hold on. What happens if we die here?
Looks like I've got all the answers I need. Come on, sis, it's time for us to go.
Arng?
Agent Long, please wait. Sorry, but I'm tired of waiting. Because I'm not one for waiting around for others to solve my case.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this at once!
But I'm at a loss of what to do myself. Well, I know I have plenty to ask the sis here about. Let's go.
Miles! Is this really where it all ends? Yes? Damn, this is actually hard. Thus, the truth was lost for all eternity. What is this notebook? Oh. Okay! It's fine, we'll reload. Retry. Retry the current scene. Oh, wait, it gives you full health when you do that? That's actually so sick. Alright, chat. Let's think this over. Really? Isn't this the room with the chimney having a separate path through and out? Yeah, I mean, both of them should have that path. The only problem with that is, like, technically that doesn't mean that they got into the other embassy through that, right? It just means that they can get in and out of this room, but, like... The only one who traversed the two countries was you. Hold on, let's press this again. Was Francisco really the only person to have traveled between the two countries?
According to the guards at both doors, she is the only one to go back and forth. The sis there was an alabast when the Yatagarasu showed. And then, just before you guys found Mr. Kochin's body, she entered Babal. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babal. Objection! Then how do you explain the Primaduck statue? I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also traveled across the country lines. The only things across the border are the Primaduck statue and the knife? I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Agent Long. When all that's knives was used, the murder weapon... Whoops. These two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. Somehow they were able to penetrate. Okay, like... I think it's the third statement, but like, what evidence would really, like, press this? Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. Like, it kind of makes sense because, like, well... The knife makes sense that it wouldn't do it, because, like, it's a knife from Alabast, so, like, that wouldn't make sense to bring across country lines. But the statues are identical. Used to be real, but has been swapped with a fake. We had already tried this, right, chat? Did we? Let me try this again. I might not have. Hold on. I might have only done it for the second one.
Objection!
Objection? I can't believe I did it for only the second one and not the third one. I think I just didn't do it for the third one. I think I did it for the second one and forgot to do it for the third one. I hate this. Agent Long, those 2 items are not the only 2 to cross the border tonight.
No.
No. Damask the Second was killed with Babal's Primaduck statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabath's Primaduck statue go? The Babal. Precisely. And if the 2 statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items, only that the sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabast and Babal is her. Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the 2 countries? Actually, there was definitely another person. One who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Objection! Is that really so, Agent Long? What a lousy time to try and bluff your way out of this. Checked out what the guards said, along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily. Objection! But suppose there was some other way then through the theater doors. Oops. What other way? The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. If I pointed out, it would open up a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. It looks like you've got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that'll show me this other route. This piece of evidence will show us another way to move between the 2 countries. Good question. The spouts? Or the pick? I think it's one of these. I kind of want to say the pick. Let's say the pick. But also, chat, it's a cliffhanger. Stopper, we have another words on stream break. We've got the setup. Let's continue this debate after our ad break. See you all in a few minutes. Enjoy some words on stream. Good save, chat. Good save. Good save. I was a fool. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Sorry, I was too distracted. I'm... So, during ad breaks... Hold on. During ad breaks... Okay, first of all, good job. Proud of y'all. Second of all, during ad breaks, I actually, on days where both me and Serena stream, I'll have her stream open during ad breaks. And so, like, when I'm done getting up and refilling water and grabbing, like, an orange or something, I'll go to... You deleted the penguin! I'll go to her, I'll, like, just, like, drop a few messages in her stream and watch or something. And I'm getting so distracted because she's playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus today. And she's using a mod that turns Narmaya, who's like the really short, big-boobed samurai girl, puts her in a Psylocke outfit, the like purple leotard outfit. And it's just like, man, they really emphasize her boobs in this mod. It's very distracting. And I'm just like, oh fuck, I can't think of words. I'm busy looking at fucking boing, boing, boing. You know the spring noise from Super Mario World? Those like green springs when Mario bounces on them? That's what I'm imagining every time I see it. Anyway, this will show us a way to move between the two countries. Pretty sure it's... Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it's the pick, probably? It's the water. I'm pretty sure it's the water. Maybe the fountain spouts, frankly. The heat with the mouth harp noises.
Take that!
Take that! I believe this is the piece of evidence that will show you how. What about it? You're gonna have to explain, because I don't see another road or anything here. But how can you not see? Wolves are known for their keen eyesight. Sorry, but the only thing I see is the crud that you're hoping will stick to the wall. I need to think calmly about this and find that other road the smuggled goods took. The smuggled goods. Another way to move between the two countries. So... let's think for a second. Sorry, I've been dropping my combos, the boobs have been disrupting my distance. Another way between the two countries. I don't think this is it. Or is it? Do-do-do-do-do. Wait. Not the samurai wait. What if it was the samurai dogs? That'd be so funny. There's no way it's the revolving fireplace wall, right? Try it? Try the samurai dogs? I do have the health. It'd be really funny.
Take that!
Take that. It's not it. Okay, so the smuggled goods. How did they get there? What's the history here? Okay. There's some other way other than through the theater doors. The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. Did the pig cross the border? Did this cross the border? I don't know if that crossed the border, but let's try the pig. That didn't cross the border. Alright, the only other thing I can think of is... this picture.
Take that!
Yeah, okay. It was this. It's been like a bit since we last played, so like I'm so rusty on all of this. This case has been so long.
Agent Long, I'm sure you are familiar with this unforgettable photo. Supernatural photo? Like I said before. Humans can't fly. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you'd better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. How can I prove who it was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait, not humanly possible? Eureka! Very well. You will have your explanation. It sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo's blurry, trailed shadow is... Gumshoe. Wait. Wait. Who could it be? What could it be? Definitely not the statue, right? Not humanly possible. Clearly it's the fireplace, yeah. Okay, so like... So, humans can't fly. Don't start claiming Shina somehow grew wings either. I won't allow you to take back what you said either. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. You better have a good explanation. How can I prove who it was that flew through the air in this photo? I feel like... I feel like it would be the only thing that makes sense that could fly through the air like that would be the counterfeit bills, but like it doesn't make sense. Like, why would the counterfeit bills be floating through the air? But like also that's the only thing that makes sense. Mayhaps?
Take that!
Take that? This is the face behind the shadow. Not so fast. I thought I said you'd better have a good explanation. I can't make heads or tails of what you're trying to say with that. Was I wrong? Come on, hurry up and show me what that shadow that's flying through the air is. Even had you not barked that at me, I would have gladly done so, Agent Long. Go over it one more time. The man-shaped shadow that flew through the air, wrapped in the darkness of the night. Its real shape can only be this one thing. Oh, wait. Wait. Body wasn't badly burnt by the fire. There's no way- wait. Oh. Is it the statue?
Take that!
Take that? This is the face behind the shadow? No, that's not it. I was like, is that why it's beat up? Oh my god, Ace Attorney. Hello, ME113. Welcome in. Okay. The man-shaped shadow. The only thing it can be is this. The man! Man-shaped shadow. Is it the man?
Take that!
Take that? No. Its real shape can only be this one thing. A man-shaped shadow. Hi! Welcome in! I'm so at a loss for this. Is it the other statue?
Take that!
Okay, it's the other statue. Alright.
Okay. I hate this. But also it's my fault because I'm not reading the statues to see which is which. I'm just like, is it one of the statues? Alright, alright. Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the Primaduck statue replica.
You can't be serious.
The Yatagarasu, or rather, Callisto Yu dressed as Agent Shina, was inside Babal. He dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air.
Not so fast. Ha! Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation.
I know I did.
She launched it through the air? Ha! And how exactly did she do that?
He is literally baring his fangs at me. Yo, that's kinda hot. I'm just gonna say, that's kinda hot. Hmm? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier?
Hey, sis. I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you into his office, right?
So just before the murder, Francisco was called here right into this very room. If that's the case, then that may be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Long, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma.
Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy?
Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred. Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer.
Yeah, I guess I did say something like that.
In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her what her side of the story is.
You really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth?
How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too. Don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. Which is why I would like to hear about it from you. Perng. Franziska. I feel that I still don't have enough information. Oops. Which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Alright. So, what would you like me to talk about? Oops. I'd like you to please testify to your movements up until you came into this room.
Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But what if what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time? I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl no!
As you wish. It's my water. There it is. Movements in Alabast. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabastian embassy. After I saw the steel samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. Franziska, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. For now, the only way that I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Franziska about her testimony in more detail. Movements in Alabast. As I said earlier, is assigned to guard duty. After I saw the Steel Samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. I returned to the Rose Garden and checked up on the security situation. Let's press this. Hold it. Why did you need to confirm the degree of preparation for even the speech? For security's sake, of course. What other reason could I have had? No one knew just how the Yatagarasu had planned on getting in, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. And in the end, the Yatagarasu did choose to appear in the Rose Garden. Even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Who would have thought that she would use a shadow? Calm down, Franziska. You must still be nursing a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure it out herself. Anyway, there was no one in the Rose Garden. And we were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter. Oops. The Permaduck statues were already switched by the time the murder happened. In light of that fact, what Franziska saw in this room before the crime is of incredible importance. Okay. I was called back to his office. Let's press this. Hold it. At that time, Damask II's body had yet to be found in this room. Is that correct? That's right. But Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly... Sorry. One could hardly miss his rather large presence.
A criminal will say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying?
And if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you.
Seriously?
Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box on the windowsill watering his plants.
I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office. Alright then. Add that statement to your testimony and let's hear some details.
So Ambassador Alba was in this room at the time, was he? He was watering the flowers on the windowsill.
You mean these flowers, Mr. Obama?
The vines are supported by stakes and are still growing. Hold it. For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? What do you mean by that? And the entrance to this room is on this side. However, the window is on the opposite side. If what you say is true, then when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Isn't that not correct? I suppose it was a bit hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me. With a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right?
I suppose.
After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself and is growing them with the utmost care, you know?
Yes. The plants in this room, they are all like my children.
The passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully, too. All four of them are in full bloom. Miss Von Karma, what did you say just now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. And what about that statement do you not understand?
What do I not understand? I do not understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony.
Very well. There were 4 large passion flowers in full bloom on the flower box. Alright, now they're just giving it to us, chat. Now they're just giving us the shit for free.
No.
Objection.
Franziska, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence.
It does appear that way.
I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis.
Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this?
Yeah, sir. If you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir.
Eek. All I've done is state what I saw. I have not made a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I am still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant.
Let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove?
I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine that flower box. I understand everything now, chat. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy.
They're my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I understand. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So, let's just look at the hair sticks. The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they are actually a species of vine. They appear to be growing well, and are well supported by these plant supports.
Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you.
Darn, Miles Edgeworth. Hurry up and shut this man up for me already. I suppose I will need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? This doesn't contradict anything yet. Not yet. I still have a thing or two left to examine. There we go. This patch of soil looks as though it has something removed from it.
What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why'd you clam up all of a sudden? I'm still here, waiting for an explanation, you know.
Did you know, Agent Long? Flowers are best appreciated in silence.
It looks like 2 things were pulled out of this flower box.
Oh, I guess I do have to do it specifically here. Okay. I thought that was a trap, but like, I guess we do it now. I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require.
Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in the face of your current plight. But I highly doubt it'll last until the end.
You howl like a wolf, Agent Long. But we'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence. The truth the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence. Hi! Sheena, who was supposedly in Babal the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. And they look exactly like the plant supports in that flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are, in actuality, support sticks for the passion flowers.
And so what? Is this really all that important to the case?
Of course it is. It means we've found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight.
Yeah.
Think about it logically, Agent Long. These sticks were originally in Alabast, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Babal the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue.
Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babal.
She just took them. How did these support sticks find their way to Babal, and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up there. Aha! So that's why. Agent Long, if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape.
It's just another stick, isn't it?
And so it is. But the shape of the support sticks is what is important. Or when they are used with something in this room, that's when it all comes into focus. And the object that completes the picture when used with the support sticks is... What? 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 The object that completes the picture with the support sticks. So if we think about it, the support sticks, I feel like it's either this bush or the crossbow. Let's look at the history real quick. The shape of the support stick is what's important. If I remember the shape, it's got like... I think I know what happened here. I feel like it's either the crossbow or that plant, but also, look at this plant. Look at this funny little plant here. Eureka! This is what we use with the support. This is what was used with the support sticks. Come again. Isn't it obvious? Someone used those with this. Those with this? Could you be any more vague? Why don't you try again? Yes, I suppose I should. It would appear that this was insufficient in conveying what I had wanted to say. The answer should become obvious to me if I just think calmly about it once more. But the only thing that can really connect the two offices together has to be this. Connects the two offices together? If we look at the shape, so we look at the shape of the sticks. Phoenix makes this bluffing thing look so easy. I kind of don't understand. What are they looking for? So... The only thing that can really connect the two offices together has to be this. So, hold on. So, these sticks were smuggled, let's see. So they were smuggled. How did they wind up in Babal? How'd they find their way to Babal? There must be some reason as to why they ended up there. Oh. How did they end up in Babal? What if they were used to get the knives out? Like, it's either the knives or or the statue. Krobo? Krobubu? It's one of these two things. We just pick on Eureka. Never mind. Alright, well, I guess it's a statue. I don't quite understand what we're saying, what we're pointing out here, but... Wait, I don't understand still. Okay, hold on, let me look at the history again. Okay, so the problem is, I don't really understand what we're asking for in the first place. So... Support sticks. Is it the crossbow? Like, the crossbow makes sense, but also, like... That's, like, the only thing I can think of that, like, you could stick the stick in the crossbow, but, like... What does that prove? That doesn't prove anything, right? That's not relevant to anything. Like, what does sticking the stick in the crossbow do? No, wait. No, yeah, what does that prove? Did they shoot the sticks across the thing? You have another piece of evidence in your court record? Alright, well, we're gonna look at the crossbow. Eureka. Alright, you know what? I don't know what Edgeworth is cooking, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Like, I was thinking, like, it would be kind of funny to load these sticks into the crossbow and, like, shoot it somewhere, but in my head, I'm like, what's the point of that? What does that do? What does that accomplish? It makes no sense to me. I was suffering from this part when I played AA1. Like, the only thing I could think of is maybe he used it to, like, shoot it across, but, like, I don't know. You want me to say what I think happened? Well, let's let Edgeworth cook for a second. Let's let Edgeworth cook.
That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting.
I am.
These hair sticks, or rather, plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. Yeah. I've done it. I've found the common thread that connects the two offices.
Okay, but like, what does that prove?
But this thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could it have been who? Who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together. Not so fast. Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all!
Okay. Alright, chat. Well, we have no life. We have no health. Actually, Winter, let's hear your theory. I want to hear your theory. Now that we're in a whole argument series, we're gonna have no more exposition. Let's hear your theory. Border Crossing Part 2. So Babal's statue was draped in the Yatagarasu's clothes and then shot over here? Even if you fired the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far with the statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that the Prima Duck statues didn't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you? Wait. Hmm. 600 rings them, so tie the wires to the sticks and shot one across to make a zip line for the... Okay, yeah. That's what I was just thinking. I was like, wait. There was the wire in the grandfather clock, yeah? The Primiduck statues didn't sprout wings. Of course they didn't. I'm glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact. It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation. What? You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. The Primiduck statues flew, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. Rebuttal. Border Crossing, Part 2. The fallen statue was draped in the Yatagarasu's clothes, then shot over here. Even if you fired the arrows from the side, they wouldn't go far with the statue. Primiduck statues didn't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you? Mr. Edgeworth, I think I understand what went sailing through the air. I suppose that's because you're an expert at things that fly through the air. And what did you expect from the second Yatagarasu? Indeed. Try to show Agent Long what really went soaring through the air tonight. Which one do we... Football statue was draped in the Yatagarasu clothes and then shot over here? No, it was the wire. Stupid. Alright, we're just gonna post the wire. Fuck it. Objection. Agent Long about this. Never mind. Alright, well, you know what? We get full health now. It's fine. I wanted to take my shot in the dark. Pun intended. Also, we restore our health this way. Listen, chat, this is what happens when you implement a system where there's no punishment for losing. I will simply refresh my health. You strike me down, I'll only come back at full health. You strike me and my little sister down, you'll only come back at full health. The one Key and Peele pawn shop skit. Wait, I haven't seen that one. But also, it really is like they say, there's always the Key and Peele skit that you haven't seen yet. Arkin, are you gonna let him lecture you about your self-confidence like that? Alright, alright. So let's start pressing. Hold it. That incredible scene just happened to have been caught in film, resulting in this photo. Ha! What an incredible scene it was! This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right? Yes, so I hear. And not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids. Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sorts of photos many a time in court. But there have been times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you had ever stood in a court of law, you would know that it's entirely plausible. Ha! You really believe the stuff you're spewing right now? A courtroom certainly is a strange place if what you say is true. But there really is something odd about that photo no matter how you look at it. When you provide the arrows on the side, they wouldn't go far with the statue tied to them. Well, they didn't have the statue tied to them.
Hold it!
Hold it! Well, we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because the things they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing. No, that's not necessarily true. What? What I need right now is not further discussion of my conclusions. It's the launching of my conclusions. What the shooter wanted to launch with the crossbow was not the statues themselves, but rather something a crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues. Okay. If it wasn't a statue that was tied to the arrows, then what did the crossbow launch? Okay, there we go. We had to press that one to get this statement. Objection. Technically, that's not an objection, that's a... Oh, let me answer that question for you. But, you know what? Edgeworth doesn't know how to say any other words, so... Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow. I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Cochin's office. All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy? Down to the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy. If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how Alabast's Prima Duck statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then, what about Babal's Prima Duck statue? The dark shadow in this photo is clearly flying away from Babal. Going in the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy? Up to the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy. How do you explain that? Aha! I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick work. Agent Long, the motion used behind this trick. I wonder if perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. A motion? What motion? This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Babal's Prima Duck statue. What? Hey, can I be honest with you, chat? I don't know. I don't I don't really... All I know... Okay, wait. Okay, so rotary is spinning. Swinging is just like a pendulum type of motion, right? How would we know? Wound up inside Bubbal's grandfather clock. I don't know what a bungee action is. Maybe a bungee action? I think the swinging motion wouldn't make it. Physics time. See, here's the thing is I haven't thought about physics since like 10th grade. I think I was like 15 years old the last time I thought about physics. I have... Wait. No. The fire? Did the fire have something to do with it? No. Alright, well... Bungee action. A bit of bungee action was employed. Bungee action? Are you saying that the wire acted as a bungee cord and then the statue was hauled up? Oh, that makes sense, actually. Not a simple way of putting it, but yes. Not so fast. Ha! Did you think about the weight of the statue at all? That thing is solid gold. Before that thing ever reached the office window, the wire would have snapped. But okay, let's consider your idea and say that the wire has the elasticity required. If you fired that kind of wire from a crossbow, the arrow could come sailing back at the person who shot it. Talk about dangerous. He's absolutely right. I thought this sort of thing was common knowledge. Fuck you. I hate you. Don't be mean. I'm having a bit of a hard time right now dealing with a jurisdiction thief who lacks understanding of the most basic things like physics, Mr. Prosecutor. Unfortunately for me, it appears that Agent Long is correct. I need to calm down and think through this once more. There's only one feasible motion that could have been used to send the statue up. Swinging motion? Would swinging work here? If we think about, the swinging motion. So if you think about a pendulum, so like, in a swinging motion, I think you need enough clearance from the like, source point for it to swing up. And I don't think it would have enough clearance there to swing up, so I think it has to be a rotary motion. Every elementary school child knows not to fire arrows attached to bungee cords. It's like the next thing you learn after not to go with strangers, exactly. Hello, Tail, welcome in. I'm gonna go with rotary motion. I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues are transported simultaneously. Not so fast. Simultaneously? Get real. The statues would collide somewhere along the way. Objection! Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two offices? Oh! Oh! That makes so much sense! If you shot an arrow with the two ends of a wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed. So fast. Lungza says, don't object and call a success what is beyond reasonability. Take into account the tension difference between the two wires. The top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway. Objection! Agent Long. As you know, the Primaduck statue is a one-of-a-kind national treasure. And the fact that Babul's statue is a hollow replica of the real statue. It would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. Lungza says... Wait. Awoo! Howl! Awoo! I can't howl, sorry. Here is what I believe happened. Miss Yu and her mystery co-conspirator set themselves up in the two different rooms.
The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow.
Swordfish? Oh, that's a low-high.
Then the two of them covered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Babal where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock. QED. This proves it, right, Agent Flong? And that I'm not the killer.
Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my dessert yet. Alright, Mr. Prosecutor?
And the proof is in the pudding, as it were.
Pudding is a nice dessert. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir.
I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, but there is one more piece of evidence.
One more? This should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that'll turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor.
The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire.
I believe that it is right here in this very room.
Now then, I believe this is what made the circular belt transportation method possible. Oh, I understand.
Take that!
Take that.
Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again.
The last piece to the trick are two pulleys. Precisely. The ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact that there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. What the fuck? This guy makes so many funny noises. This must be it. This is how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security.
You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know the big hotshot that set up this real-life stage show is, don't you?
The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastian and Bob Ali's offices. I didn't understand anything after this explanation. I think I understand it. So, what happened was, someone took the planter, they tied the wire around the planter, loaded it into the crossbow, and then fired it into the office below. And holding it on both sides. That way, they held it on both sides. So you basically held a long wire across the entire embassy between the two rooms. And then in this office, somebody tied an end around the ceiling fan, nice and tight. So that when the ceiling fan spins around, the way this works is it spins around. So the wire that is tied tightly around here is going to spin around with it. It's going to create a spinning motion? Wait. So that's going to naturally slide the wire in a like, let's say it moves clockwise. That's going to naturally slide. If you tied the wire around it in a loop, it would slide it clockwise. So then if you, yeah, like a cable car works. So then if you did the same thing in the other office,
tying that around the same ceiling fan and turned it on also going clockwise. Since they're both going clockwise, they're creating a loop. They create like a perfect oval. So theoretically, you could create like a train loop that way. So that wire is now moving. And I assume you just like tie a really, really tight knot somewhere in the wire so that it's sealed off. And then you put the statue on it. This is such like Saturday morning like cartoon logic, and it's so like there's so many things that could go wrong with it, and I don't think those would ever work in real life. But it's Ace Attorney, so I'll believe it. Imagine if someone was outside just seeing that shit from start to finish and no one believed them. Yeah, this is at least 2 people. One side of the wire goes up and the other goes down. Yeah, exactly. One side goes up, one side goes down. And the passion flower. Okay, so the person who set up this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastian and Babalay's offices, and that the passion flower support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case. Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do? A single point of the finger here in this case will explode into an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in. There is a piece of evidence that will point us to who the mysterious mastermind is. Is there? Oh, I mean, Manny Pochin's dead. Wait. Passion flowers? No. There's no way it's these. Ambassador Alba takes great care in growing them.
Take that!
Take that? No. Okay. This smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that the passion flowers had the time to grow so big that Miss Von Karma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited this room today. On top of all this, the fact that the culprit knew that both offices had ceiling fans tells us that the person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I am accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. Thus, it can only be you, Quercus Alba. Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth? I am certain of what I am saying, and I am sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there is one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? That one single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. If we were to examine the focus of this complex trick, I believe we will finally find the answer to everything. Everything will become clear once we examine this piece of evidence. Honestly, I feel like The guitar pick. No. I feel like the main piece of evidence. Actually. There's a couple things it could be. The one single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. What's the end result he wanted to obtain? Oh, you know what? I think it's this. Maybe? But it's a trump card. Let's check this card.
Take that!
Take that! You want us to examine this? Yes, for I believe that by examining it, we'll finally have all of our answers. Not so fast. Langza says, items that become evidence should never have any part overlooked. All evidence related to this case are fine and don't need to be examined again. Oh wait, that's not it. It would appear that I was mistaken. Agent Long is correct. Most of the evidence has already undergone intense scrutiny. However, there is one piece that has only been partially checked. And that piece which lies at the heart of the smuggling is what I should present. Is that these? The heart of the smuggling. Not the key, right? What hasn't been fully examined? This isn't related to this case. Videotape? That's not it. Alright, we got one more shot, chat. And I think it's the papers.
Take that!
Take that.
Knock 'em back!
I hate that the end of this case is harder than anything else in this game so far. I already snoozed the ad break. Let's take an ad break. I need to get up and I need to get up and stretch. Let's come back to this in a second. See y'all in a few minutes. Alrighty, cat room. We lost our streak, but you know what? Good work anyway. I think I might have figured it out. So, I was looking through the history after I got up and stretched and did everything. So, one thing. There is one thing that stands out to me as very odd. The one single end result he sought to obtain if we're to examine the focus of this complex trick. So the focus of the complex trick, and a piece of evidence we haven't fully examined, is the crossbow arrows, frankly. Now if you remember, we have these silver things on top. Thought they were just Nick design quirk, but who knew that they were actually arrow fletchings. And then we've got the dirt. I suppose this dirt was from when this was stuck in the flower box. But like, what if it's these? Take that. Fuck you. I hate this. Okay, hold on. Most of the evidence aren't gonna... There's one piece that has only been partially checked. What hasn't been completely checked out? Is it the Prima Duck statues? Which one's the real one? This has been thoroughly examined. The wire has been thoroughly examined, I'm pretty sure. This has been thoroughly examined. Just realized I'm remembering something that isn't in the court record? Oh. Fuck. Something that's not in the court record. Imagine remembering. I don't remember at all. But the hot dogs weren't thoroughly examined. You weren't allowed to fully examine earlier? What weren't we allowed to fully examine? I want to say it's one of the Prima Duck statues because they wouldn't let us do it.
Take that!
Take that? No. Let's try the other Prima Duck statue. I'm still like, the wording on this, it's so hard for me to tell which one is the real one and which one's the fake one. But like, one says used to be real, but was swapped, and I'm like, does that mean this refers to the one that is real and had been swapped over? Or does this refer to the fake one that had been put in its place? I hate the way that they word it. I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation been the reverse. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Prima Duck statue for the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. And who better to ask for that reason than King Prima Ducks himself?
I see. Ambassador, we'll be examining that statue now, with or without your permission.
These are Mr. Cochin's fingerprints. The fact that they're on here suggests that the statue once belonged to Babal. But what smuggled from Babal to Alabast, huh? Why was there a need for them to smuggle it in? Alright, what can we find here? Also, why does her face look like the Steel Samurai? This guy kinda looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Oh, it's a dude. A dude with big tits. Maybe it's because they look alike that he was picked to be the Goodwill Ambassador? I suppose that's possible. Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. It looks like a gap. Hey, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret? Perhaps it is possible to open the statue from this gap in its construction. What? Hurry up and open it, Miles! Alright, here goes. Is that a printing press? Wow, it really did open up. Wait! Oh, that's a counterfeit printing press. Hey, what's this thing that fell out? I believe a more thorough examination of it is required. What in the... is this?
Hey, is this what I think it is?
It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow, it appears that we've at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates. And the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabas to begin with. This was found from within the fake Primiduck statue Alba smuggled into his country. The Primiduck statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretariat. And the replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from Sheena, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damask II. Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised the replica statue at Damask II and then, in order to frame the steel samurai of the murders... oh shit. He covered the samurai sword in blood. Oh, okay. Well, Ambassador Alba?
You're the leader of the smuggling ring? My country is a mess. And it's all because of you?
You're the one who killed Damask II?
Answer us. I never thought you would figure things out to this level. However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was... Mr. Cochin.
Not so fast!
Not so fast. Quit screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guilt onto a dead man. If there is one thing I'm sure of, it's that you're the real ringleader, Quercus Alba. It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Long. Subjectivity? My conclusion is anything but, and is the result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation? Only seconds ago you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give such flip-floppy logic any real weight. Do you? It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me? You see, the reason I came back is so that I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target has been you. What?
Agent Long, I demand an explanation.
Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to put you through all that.
I had a feeling. I'm just saying. Long would never do anything wrong. We love Shi Long Long. Sure Long Long.
I knew you were innocent from the very beginning.
You did?
I knew that this whole incident had been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the Ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around.
Oh, so that's why you put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca as the bait, you were able to gain a sentry and investigative rights.
Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the Ambassador would have given the okay to poke around.
So that's what all this was about. Very well, I will forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Agent Long, for giving me such a great opening. I thank you.
You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow, if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, that you would be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic.
The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor? And that's just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right?
I don't know about all that. But one thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him.
You're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you?
Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me.
Agent Long, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Objection! Don't be such a sore loser. If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity.
Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see some of this thing you call evidence. I tell you, I knew nothing. Really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
Objection! You swapped a real statue that vested in your country Wait, what? Oh, you swapped a real statue that vested in your country the authority to rule for a fake. It doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything.
It doesn't make sense. Where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense?
He's really got us. He's turned the entire situation around against us. The proof that Interpol has been after, which points to this man as the ringleader. If we can somehow find that proof now, then we can see to it that justice is finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open? The trump card and the videotape. With those two items, we might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is evidence from a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret. And the tape was stolen by Detective Bad from the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a protector of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence.
Needless to say, we Von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory, and by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time.
Technically, we aren't in court, so yeah, there aren't really any rules here. It's always so funny when characters in Ace Attorney games talk about evidence and proof as though they're obscure niche concepts. I think they are. When they just introduce evidence out of their pockets mid-testimony, like, they are niche concepts. I no longer follow the path of Manfred von Karma, and I won't follow the path of the Yatagarasu. This leaves me with, what? What creed will I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will sully my hands in illegality. And if I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law, and what is justice? And which path is a prosecutor supposed to follow?
That choice is one I must make by my own hand, here and now. Wait, this is insane. Hold on. Wait. So, technically we're not in court, so it's not illegal evidence, right? Evidence from KG8. Card containing orders from boss of smuggling ring to Cochin. Could we not use this as evidence right now? You know what? Edgeworth, don't sully your hands. Be a goody little two-shoes. Don't use the trump card. I am a prosecutor and I can't allow myself to use evidence such as these. Mr. Edgeworth, if you don't do something, Investor Alba is gonna get away with it. I know, but... Objection! What are you holding back for? The only thing Avant Karma should pursue is the perfect proof. We really do have what it takes to complete our argument. And there's absolutely no reason not to use it. Not so fast. Lungza says, the reason people judge people is because people are people. People weren't born to be chained to the law. Laws were born to protect the people. You're the only one here right now who can put this guy out to pasture. And that is the only way a second or a third generation of Zhengfa's people will be born. Can you really still hesitate knowing the fate of a nation rests in your hands? Wow, damn, every character is just like, do it, Miles, don't be a bitch. There is no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. And that means I can be above the law. I should murder this man. When a person goes beyond that limit, then the law too crosses into new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must now show. Ambassador Alba, I wonder if you might recognize this.
Oh, I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life.
It's a directives card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates.
Oh, is that what it is?
This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Manny Cochin.
Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession?
Because it was hand-delivered to me. By a certain great thief. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu gave that to you. Don't talk nonsense, and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader?
I'll have you know that the card is not the only thing I was given.
What?
This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG8 incident.
The KG8 incident?
The card in the video. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate.
Very interesting. I must admit I am very curious now. Very curious indeed in these case-deciding pieces of evidence you presented.
The prey the Yatagarasu has been chasing all this time now stands before me. I can't allow this man who has had free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away. Now is the time for me to bring to fruition the valiant spirit that was given to me. March 15th, 1:34 a.m. The Atrium Neutralis, lobby.
Oh, what is this interesting thing that you wanted to show me?
The trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for the ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir.
Chat, can we get some salutes in chat? Can we get some salutes in chat for Gumshoe? Look at him. Look at that dude. He's the only good cop. What you see here is security footage shot just before the KG-8 murder occurred. From this footage, we know that the card is a directives card from the smuggling ring. This is the section that proves that the card was used to relay an order. I mean, like, this dude is just walking in holding a knife, so... Take that. Take a look at this area.
What about that area? My eyes aren't what they used to be, so I can't see what you're pointing at too well. But from what I can see, it doesn't look like it's related to our conversation.
It's unrelated. I need to remain calm and take another look at this footage. What is the vital clue that shows us that the card was used to relay an order? I guess the card? Itself? Take that. As you can see, Mr. Cochin is holding the card in his right hand.
I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, does it now?
Oh, but there is a very easy way for me to prove that they are, in fact, one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this. A bloodstain? Well, you can't see that in the picture. The picture? According to Detective Bad, Ambassador Alba's directive cards bear the mark of a three-legged raven. Or in other words, a Yatagarasu. I suppose this mark was the inspiration for the group's name, the Yatagarasu. Oh, wait, actually no, it's the I'm so dumb. It's the language on the back. I just completely skimmed over the fact that this is an actual language. A section of the text has been obscured by blood, but it's clear the writing is Cadopian. According to Detective Bad, Silence CCU is what is written here, along with the method to be used and where she lived. The evil intent displayed in this writing will not go unpunished. Blood. This dark red blood. Yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders on this card were played out in that terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the victim of the KG-8 incident. Gonna go and take a shower and fraught to, not gonna lie, I'm not sure what. Hugs, go fraught to, Quercus Alba here. Have a good night. It is a lot of information condensed into 5 square centimeters. Really, right? The blood belonged to the victim of the KG-8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify that as fact. If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. This car that passed by in front of the victim's apartment building. It's an official Cadopian government car.
What?
Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. Hey, why did a VHS from like 10 why did a VHS from like 10 years ago? Why are you able to zoom in on it and it's not only... Why is it a higher resolution than the original picture? That's like 8K VHS. This area of the footage directly links the smuggling ring with Cadopia. What is this thing? The only thing in here that looks noticeable is that thing. Oh, wait, no, that's the Cadopia insignia, isn't it? Take that. This section will make it all clear to us. Never mind.
You must be very tired, Mr. Edgeworth.
The original one released in 2009. So if we assume that this takes place in 2009, this video takes place in 1999. So we are taking a VHS from 1999, zooming in to like 20% of the video, and somehow it is higher resolution.
If you continue presenting completely irrelevant evidence like this, I'm afraid your investigation may fall apart. It is time for you to retire.
But wait! I was so sure it was this area. Alright, focus, Miles. The area I should be pointing out is definitely here. This area the footage directly linked the smuggling ring with Cadopia.
Oh, you know what? No. We already know that this is Cadopia, but like, this links it with the smuggling ring. We need to find evidence of the smuggling ring, not Cadopia.
I used AI upscaling, Mr. Edgeworth. It's all the new rage. You know? I only heard that it uses about, 50 million gigawatts of energy every time, though. Hey, did you know, Edgeworth? AI upscaling uses the same amount of water to cool that a small town could use? That sounds like a big waste, but, you know, at least it's free for me.
I don't know. I feel like Gumshoe would be mad if he heard about how much money it costs to use AI technologies. I feel like he would be like, no wonder my paychecks are so small. Every time I hear children say don't know VHS at all. Are there really people who don't know what VHSs are? No. VHSs are still like, were still used pretty recently, weren't they? Could have paid rent with that. I could boil all the instant noodles I eat in a year.
The shape of this pocket and the directives card in it. It tells us that without a doubt this person in this car is Mr. Cochin. Correct. The license plate on the car was also captured by the security camera. And with it we can easily find out who was sitting in this car on that day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say that with confidence that you were riding in this car on that day. Arrgh!
That was like 20 years ago? No, when's the last time I used a VHS? Oh my god. I think I was in middle school. Oh no. Oh, VHS! There are people that don't know about VHS! What the fuck? Elden Ring transformation? What the fuck?
You've done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at that time, that's going to be mighty difficult to prove.
How so?
The Principality of Cadopia no longer exists. So naturally, all records from that time period also no longer exist.
That arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all traces of them.
Are we finished here, boy?
The only weapon I have left to me now is this piece of footage. There must be something here that I can use against him.
Honestly. The fact that he's playing with his metal and it completely matches this kind of bugs me.
Take that!
Take that! What the? Ambassador Alba!
Yes, what is it?
You were once an army man in the service of Catopia. And it was you who made the many missions you participated in successes, correct?
Why the sudden backhanded praises, boy? Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Catopia. But now I am the only one who owns this particular medal.
This dude's dumb.
In that case, the only person it could be who is sitting in this car is you.
How do you figure that?
By the medal captured here in this footage. It's clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest.
Have a good night, Winter.
What?
Hey, chat, why is his face cracking apart? Is he actually Pinocchio? I think he's actually Pinocchio.
This is how it will be, but I won't look back. Well, this is the path that I have chosen.
You've moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why is he taking such an arrogant stance with me?
It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I just might lose our little game this time.
You might lose the game this time. You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador.
Is that a fact? Very well. I've decided to confess and admit my guilt.
You're going to confess?
And I will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result.
What the?
Game's over.
Regarding the Damask II murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense.
You're claiming it was justified self-defense?
Damask II attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one you found dead instead of him.
What a pathetic performance!
I'm not giving you one.
Wow, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times.
If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we will need some evidence.
It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll provide it. That man left a mark on me when he attacked.
What?
I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was in self-defense.
Damn, that's kind of kinky. Sorry.
I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I should.
But Damask II didn't have a single weapon on his body.
Hold on, it's nothing to get worked up over because I hid the weapon.
You hid it?
I'm sorry, but as you know,
I hate y'all. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to finish this next week, but I want to at least get to the end of this portion.
I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it's in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as how I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears.
It's covered in blood.
He was trembling quite badly during our struggle. But that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense.
Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Since he has both a wound and the weapon that caused it, it's enough to declare it so.
Ambassador Alba claims it's proof he was stabbed by Damask II, though it was justified defense. No way!
Oh, which reminds me. I guess there is still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge it was going on.
Not so fast. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you. The murder of Damask II was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive.
So, if you were my opponent in court. However, there is one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten.
And what is that? That's what you mean. Extraterritoriality.
That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastian soil. Any trial that is to be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts.
Agent Long, what is Interpol's stance on this? Agents investigate. That's our job. The judgment of people who have confessed to their crime? Well, that's the court's job.
And I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Long. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts.
That arrogance, and your expression, that's nothing like the face of someone who's ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands.
These crimes you all speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabast has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game.
These two layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides him. This is why he is one of those who cannot be brought to court.
You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers.
Is there nothing we can do? To be continued. Yo, fuck this guy. I hate this guy. Chat, we gotta kill Quirkus Alba. We gotta kill Quirkus Alba, chat. Listen, extraterritoriality doesn't matter when you've got a gun. I need Edgeworth to roll up with that Glock. Where's that Glock that he was holding when he said Merry Christmas? Anyway. That's it for today's stream. What an interesting twist. This is a fucking international incident now. We gotta... Hold on. I gotta reset this. What are we gonna do, chat? How do we solve this? I can't get this right. Hold on. There we go. He just chuck it and get shot. He doesn't know how to fire a gun? Oh, true, actually, he doesn't know how to fire a gun. Alright, chat. Alright. Game's over. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send y'all to someone near and dear to my heart. And by that, you know what time it is. Anyway, I'm sending y'all to Serena.
Stream's over. Go home. Go enjoy some Serena. She's playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus right now. She's playing Narmaya with the Psylocke mod that makes her boobs really, really funny. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in for Ace Attorney Investigations Case 5. As always, it's been fun. I'm so interested to see how this ends. We got probably 2 more streams. But also it depends on how fast we conclude this. Maybe we can do it in 1 stream. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hold on. Rika Amigos raid. Chat, here's the raid message if you've got it. The same as usual. So, next Friday, same time as usual. Come in. We'll try to conclude it. If we can't, then we'll have another week. But tomorrow we have Dark Souls 3. Please look forward to Dark Souls 3. I will very much enjoy playing more of that tomorrow. So, with that, I'm off. I'm gonna fucking sleep. I'm tired. Well, I'm not gonna sleep, but I'm gonna wind down. I'm gonna relax. My throat hurts. And I'm off. Have a good night. Adios, Rika amigos. Bye-bye!